The many ways electric vehicles are going to totally ruin the motorcycle industry. I don't think it's any secret that everyone's going electric. Every company in the world is going electric. All governments want everyone to go electric. But has anyone actually thought about the impact it's going to have on the wider industry as a whole? I'm not so sure, because there's a few things that we're going to discuss in today's video that are a big concern of mine and are probably a big concern of yours as well. Because I am currently 32 years old, this is going to impact my riding career. And well, today we're going to go over all the things that I've thought of, and there's probably a lot more, all the things that are going to impact my ability to ride motorcycles when everything goes electric. So let's jump on and let's go. Alright, so I think the very first thing that we could probably mention with the whole electric movement is the adoption of AI. Because of course, I think the two kind of go hand in hand, don't they? When you think electric car, you also think about totally autonomous driving. Where the hell does that leave us? You can imagine that if the tech gets that advanced, which it isn't yet, but if the tech gets up to a point in the next 15 years where governments are saying, right, no one is allowed to drive themselves, everything has to be fully autonomous. I'm sorry, I'm not going to trust any AI to ride my bike for me. And what's the point? The whole point in riding a motorcycle is that you are getting that experience yourself. You are doing it. You are not going to be able to ride a motorcycle with AI, full stop. There's going to be no way to get around that. So where does that leave us motorcyclists? Are we going to have roads of our own that we're going to be able to use? There was a person who left a comment when we did our video about speed cameras getting cut down and things like that. There's someone who left a comment saying, oh, it's not speeding that kills, it's driving that kills. And to some extent I agree with that statement. But then they go on to say that it's the fact that people are behind the wheel is what's causing harm to people, it's what's causing dangers or causing fatalities. So it would be really great when everything is fully automated, when people aren't behind the wheel anymore and it's robots behind the wheel. And I'm like, that is such a dystopian point of view. That would be so depressing if that is the route that we're going. But it kind of is at the same time, you know. I hope it's not. I sincerely hope it's not, because like I said, where does that leave us motorcyclists? It leaves us nowhere, you know. It leaves us absolutely nowhere. It means there's going to be no room for us on the roads anymore, and that is such a depressing thought. But I don't know. I suppose that remains to be seen. But that impact, that factor is still there, and I have no doubt that with the whole anti-driver, anti-motorist movement that is going on at the moment, the governments will look to implement things like that. Maybe just in big cities, maybe in cities and things, that's where the primary focus is going to be for the use of AI and fully autonomous vehicles. I don't know, maybe. But the thing is as well, riding motorcycles around a town centre is part and parcel of their utility. It's one of the reasons why motorcycles are so useful, because trying to get in and around town, especially in big cities, is next to impossible in a car. But on a motorcycle, it's easy. It's the best way to get around a town is on a motorcycle. Seriously, it's the easiest way, and the quickest way, and the most convenient way. So those of you that live in and around London, Birmingham, Bristol, really big cities, just get on a motorcycle. Seriously, it's so much more convenient. It's so much easier to get around. But at that point, you know, who knows? Who knows? But AI is going to seriously impact motorcycling. And I don't know, companies like Kawasaki, companies like Suzuki and Honda, they will be impacted, but not a lot. Their main industries are not motorcycles. Their main industries are cars and heavy industries. So they don't really care. Motorcycles for them are like a passion project. Honda started off on motorcycles. Soichiro Honda started off on motorcycles. It would be a travesty if Honda had to stop making motorcycles all because they had no place on the roads anymore. Or at least their place in society is going to come down to just track use, and that's it. That is such a depressing thought, man. And if that day comes, that'll be the end of our channel, guys. That will be the end of motorcycle enthusiasm as we know it. Such a depressing thought. Any of you that think like that think that AI is the be-all end-all, it's the only way that we're going to be able to get around in future because it's going to be the safest or blah blah blah, you're totally wrong. AI gets things wrong all the time. Gets things very wrong. And AI doesn't care about human life. When you are behind the wheel of a car, when you are at the handlebars in the cockpit of a motorcycle, you are fully in control of that vehicle. You have a choice whether or not you choose to run people over or sacrifice yourself to save people. It's that age-old kind of debate about would an AI protect the driver or protect the people inside the vehicle over a group of people walking across the road. What would it do in that situation? It had no choices apart from running over a load of people or sacrificing the people in the car. What would it choose? You know, it's I think is it called the trolley problem? Is that what it's called? The trolley problem, the trolley issue, something like that. But it's going to be a big issue that we're going to have to try and overcome at some point in future. And at the moment, AI is not what people think it is. It's nowhere near as good as people thought it was going to be. Interrupting this video to remind everyone that we are going live this Thursday, the 21st of December at 6 o'clock UK time. We're going to be going live for the first time in about 9 months, something like that. It's been an awful long time. So make sure to go ahead and join us there. We're going to be doing some Q&A, and we're going to be doing a report breakdown of the channel's performance over the last 12 months. So you don't want to miss it. Definitely check us out there. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss it when we do go live, and we will see you there. But the second way, and perhaps one of the biggest ways, is the sound. Electric vehicles produce no sound. It will not be the same. Riding an electric motorcycle is nowhere near the same as riding a manual, riding an ICE. They're totally different experiences. Part of the reason why motorcycles feel as exhilarating and as exciting to ride is because of their sound. Every motorcycle produces a sound that some are nicer than others, granted, but it doesn't matter. The person riding the motorcycle is the one who is enjoying that sound, regardless of what motorcycle it is. It is integral to the experience. And you're trying to say that by taking that away, people are just going to be happy with that? No, absolutely not. And there are things like, oh, well, we'll put speakers in the motorcycle to make it produce sounds that you want it to make, and blah, blah, blah. It's not the same. When you're riding an ICE, an internal combustion engine motorcycle, the engine is alive. You feel it underneath you, in between your legs, going through your arms, coming out the tailpipe. You feel it breathing. It's alive, beating, rumbling, shouting. You take that away, a motorcycle is nothing. Seriously. Yeah. I'm trying to reserve judgment as best I can, because the only way that an electric motorcycle is going to draw me to it is if it has unbelievable amounts of torque, which it probably should and it probably will, over an ICE. An incredible amount of torque, an incredible amount of speed. That's the only thing that might tempt me towards electric. But if the performance is on par to ICEs, no way. No way. way. There's no point. No point at all. The next thing, working on your bikes will probably be a thing of the past with electric. To some extent, in that regard, electric is very convenient because they are supposed to be less maintenance. But part of motorcycle culture, part of motorcycle enthusiasm is tinkering with your bike, modifying your bikes, adapting them, making them to be a representation of you as a person. Motorcycles, a lot of ways, are very individualized, and people like working on motorcycles. People enjoy working on motorcycles. Work on motorcycles is fairly straightforward. Anyone with even mild kind of mechanical ability can work on a motorcycle without too much trouble. I'm not a mechanic, and if there's one thing that I've learned throughout my journey doing this YouTube channel, is actually working on bikes is very fulfilling, very rewarding, and a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. It's not always going to be easy, and there are going to be times that it is frustrating, but on the whole, working on a motorcycle is pretty fun. But with electric, I don't know. There's two ways you can think about it. Either you'll be happy, there'll be less maintenance, less things to work on, less things that, I don't know, less that can go wrong, I suppose. I don't know, maybe you'll be happy about that. But I know for a lot of us, that's going to be a big kick in the teeth. And we're not going to be happy about it at all. But then again, these kinds of bikes aren't going anywhere anytime soon. We're still going to have these motorcycles around in the 2030s and 2040s, mark my words. Then there's going to be a culture around ICE motorcycles. I have absolutely no doubt, and I'm probably going to be a part of that culture. It's going to be a whole new subculture of motorcycling and kind of motorism, I suppose. But yeah, I don't think that's a good thing personally, but some of you might. Alright, working on your bikes might be a thing of the past. Yeah, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. The last and perhaps the most depressing thought about all this is a whole generation of riders will stop riding bikes. When the only choices they have are electric, they will stop riding at that moment because it's not going to be the same for them. And it won't be. I may end up being one of those people if that ends up being the way how motorcycling is going to be in future. The thing that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to motorcycle kind of culture is that the whole motorcycle industry is propped up by its enthusiasts. And arguably, if you ride a motorcycle, you are already an enthusiast. You already have an enthusiasm around motorcycles. Anyone that does their motorcycle test has an enthusiasm around motorcycles. Otherwise, why would you spend the money to do a whole new theory test, a whole new practical test on a motorcycle when you already drive? It's because there's a passion there. It's because people want to do it. People are enthusiastic about it. But where will that enthusiasm be when the things that they were enthusiastic about to begin with are no longer there? I actually flicked my hazards on. You know what I mean? Where would the motorcycle industry be without its enthusiasts? Where would it be without me or you watching this video? It wouldn't be anywhere. That is ultimately where it will go if electric has its way. Seriously, that is going to be where we end up. I hope that is not the case, and I hope that if something like that does happen, then we enthusiasts are going to be able to keep the industry alive or keep motorcycling going through the used market, through any means necessary. I seriously hope that that's what we're going to be able to do. But it will be the end of this channel. The whole reason why I get views is because of enthusiasts, because of people like you. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing if it wasn't for you. And I have to have a serious think about whether or not this is something that's going to be worth continuing if the population of motorcyclists goes down significantly. It will be the death of an entire industry. It will be the death of livelihoods. It will be a death of a lot. And I am not gonna just sit there and let that happen. I'm gonna try and make a difference wherever I can. And I hope you lot can join me. We need to try and keep motorcycles for motorcyclists, not because of some green agenda. You know, motorcyclists are not greenies. Motorcyclists care about the hobby. They care about the riding experience. They care about what they do. I just hope that it doesn't come to that. But honestly, I was just thinking about it this morning, all the ways that electric are going to ruin the motorcycling industry, and that is what I came up with. But I'm absolutely certain there are going to be so many more ways that electric is going to damage or perhaps ruin the motorcycle industry as a whole. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Let me know how many ways electric could ruin the motorcycle industry, or how electric could make the motorcycle industry better than it is right now. That's not something that I have considered, and I might try and do a video about that also. Who knows? But right now, I am not Camp Electric. Anyway, everyone, let me know what you think down in the comment section. As I mentioned, leave a like, get subscribed, and we will catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.